I did not plan to be up so late, but that is life, I suppose. So I hope whoever is listening to this is doing okay. And I hope you said your prayers tonight. But something came to me a few days ago. I wrote it down and I've been meaning to share it actually this morning, but I didn't get around to it. And then I was thinking about where this message came from, and it was because I was trying to slow down in the urgency of my thinking, in the anxiety of my thinking, because scripture tells us and God tells us that we have to give him our worries, and that, there's enough worries for today. So, you know, we need to give our worries to God, give our cares to God, and trust him basically. So if we're not trusting God, then that's why we're feeling the way that we're feeling that things aren't going to plan, or things are just not going right the way that we want it to, but they are actually a lot of the times going the way that they're supposed to. So I wrote this. I wanted to say the message real quick. I wrote it on the 9th. So there's nowhere you need to be, or nothing else you need to be doing, except being here right now and doing what you're doing right now. There's nothing else more pressing. You are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing right now. If you're tired, you're meant to be tired. If you're happy, you're meant to be happy. There's a time and moment and season for everything, and everything is going according to plan. Embrace this moment. Don't rush ahead, and don't look behind. Be here right now. Just be. It'll all make sense in the end. So I hope that made sense. Like I said, there's nowhere else that you need to be, or nothing else you need to be doing right now, except probably going to sleep. But this message might be more pertinent if you're feeling really stressed out during the day and you feel like you're always in a rush. And what I think of when I think of this message is the people who are always rushing in traffic. They're always rushing in traffic. They're making mistakes driving and being rude while driving, and they're willing to risk an accident in order to get to where they're going when that could cost them their life. They're looking at their phone when they're driving, they're distracted. And I'm not saying that, I haven't been the, perfect driver myself, but what I'm saying is that even when a person is driving their car to and from work, that people should just slow down mentally and use that time while they're driving. Maybe put on a podcast or put on some nice music. Do something that can use that time wisely. Oh, hello. That way you don't feel so stressed out while you're doing things that you have to do anyways. Like you're going to have to sit in that car. You're going to have to, whatever amount of time it takes you, that 30 minutes, maybe it's 60 minutes. I know actually for my husband, it was like an hour and a half in the past. I've driven a long period of time going to work, hour back and forth some places. Anyways, so what I decided to do with that time is use it to either pray, meditate, put on some music, make a playlist. Enjoy the times that you have to yourself, because actually, especially if you have children, that time could be that, special time for yourself, just for you, for just maybe just zoning out a little bit. So it's because people don't use those moments the way that they should, that there's always rushing, just here, there. And I think, unfortunately, as Americans, we have that problem. I think that in other cultures, and I'm not saying that we're better or worse or whatever, but I'm saying in other cultures, in other places, They take time to slow down. They literally have like tea time, okay? In England, they have tea time. Why don't we have a tea time in America? Maybe we need more breaks. Maybe we need a siesta or something. I'm not sure. But whatever you can do to incorporate that into your day, you've got to do it. You've got to have that time in the morning, even if it's 5 minutes. You've got to have that time at lunch, even if it's 5 minutes. You got to take that time in the evening, and your family will understand. Everyone will understand. And have those boundaries with people too, whether it's people that are your friends or people that you run into, even at church, maybe. You know, if there's something that they invite you to or ask you about or whatever, doesn't matter who they are. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. If you don't want to go somewhere, you don't have to. So protect your peace. Don't always be in a hurry. Use the times that you have that are times of solitude to decompress and pray. And I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. God bless you all. And thank you for listening to my message.